Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lepakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 2nd of March. Bangladesh police arrest one person for killing atheist US blogger. Maldivian opposition continues to protest against arrest of former president. And Sri Lanka set to review Chinese infrastructure loans. And now for all the details, Zakiur-Rehman Lakhvi, the mastermind of 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks and one of India's most wanted terrorists, is living a luxurious life in a Pakistani jail, reports have revealed. This comes even as the prosecution team in Pakistan seems to be struggling to put up a strong case against the militant.
Lashkar-e-Taiba commander Zakiur-Rehman Lakhvi and 6 of his associates are given a free hand even while being behind bars in one of the most secure jails in Pakistan. He enjoys multiple air-conditioned rooms with access to television, phone and internet in the Adiala jail in Garrison Town, Rawalpindi. According to reports, the dreaded militant is also allowed to meet nearly 100 visitors in the jail on a daily basis. Lakhvi, the mastermind of the 2008 Mumbai attacks, was granted bail in the case in December last year after prolonged delay by the prosecution team in Pakistan. The move, however, received sharp international criticism, questioning Islamabad's sincerity to hunt down the extremists in the country. Lakhvi was taken back into preventive custody and later arrested in an abduction case. New Delhi has been long demanding Islamabad to hand over Lakhvi and Lashkar Chief Hafiz Saeed to India to face trial. Despite mounting evidence and a $10 million US bounty against Saeed, Pakistan continues to shelter him, claiming of no evidence against him.
India and Pakistan have offered relief assistance to avalanche-hit Afghanistan. This comes as new avalanches continue to hit the calamity-struck Panjshir Valley, closing off areas that were already difficult to reach.
Expressing condolences at loss of lives, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi wrote to Afghan President Ashraf Ghani offering rescue and relief assistance. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Syed Akbaruddin on Sunday confirmed about New Delhi's help towards rebuilding the lives of those affected. Following suit, neighbouring Pakistan also took the lead on Sunday and dispatched 2 plane loads of emergency relief goods to Afghanistan. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif also expressed solidarity with the victims of the natural disaster. Calamity-struck Afghanistan continues to reel under fresh avalanches. At least 130 feet high snow inundated new areas in the northeastern Panjshir province on Sunday. At least 286 people have died in various cases of avalanches, snow and flash flooding across the country, President Ghani confirmed over the weekend. Over 1,000 Afghan soldiers and rescue officials have been deployed to help those still trapped. Harsh weather conditions and deep snow, however, slowed down the relief work to reach isolated villages which remain buried under thick snow. Provincial capital Bazarak was hit by a series of deadly avalanches, reportedly the strongest in nearly 30 years, beginning last week.
Bangladesh police on Monday arrested one person in connection with the murder of US blogger Avijit Roy. The progressive writer, known for his scientific views on religion, was killed last week.
Hundreds, including friends, family and civil society, bid adieu to Avijit Roy on Sunday as the slain blogger was laid to rest in capital Dhaka. Noted journalist and writer Shahryar Kabir said he was targeted for his bold criticism on religious fundamentalism and it was an assault on free speech.
So he was a target of the fundamentalist goons, and in many blogs of Jamaat-e-Islami and other Islamic militant organizations marked him. He, as well as his blog website that is known as Mukto Mona, that is free thinker. So free thinking is Bangladesh now become a very great danger. All the free thinkers are at risk.
Roy, a US citizen of Bangladeshi origin, was hacked to death in Dhaka late on Thursday, while his wife and fellow blogger Rafida Ahmed suffered serious injuries. The Gono Jagoran Mancha, or People's Resurgence Platform of Bangladesh, held a demonstration in the capital denouncing the murder and seeking strict action against those responsible. Many said the people of Bangladesh should stand united to fight extremism.
আপনাদেরকে রাজপথে নেমে আসতে হবে, না হলে অভিজিতের পরে দেখা যাবে আপনি কিংবা আমি অথবা আরেক ভাই লাশ হয়ে ঘরে ফিরবে, তার স্বজনদের আহাজারিতে আবারও রাজপথ ভারী হবে, তা গণমাধ্যমগুলো ভারী হয়ে যাবে। সুতরাং আজকে আমাদেরকে ঐক্যবদ্ধ হতে হবে, এই সন্ত্রাসী রাষ্ট্র পরিণত করবার ষড়যন্ত্রকে রুখে দিতে হবে এবং এটা মোকাবেলা করেই আমাদেরকে জনগণের অধিকার প্রতিষ্ঠা করে একটি শান্তিকামী, একটি সুন্দর বাংলাদেশ, অসাম্প্রদায়িক বাংলাদেশ আমাদের বিনির্মাণ করতে হবে।
This is not the first time that atheists and seculars have come under attack in Muslim-dominant Bangladesh. Extremist groups have in the past targeted a number of liberal writers and intellectuals who demanded capital punishment for Islamist leaders convicted of war crimes during Bangladesh's war for independence.
Indian Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar arrived in Bangladesh on Monday during the second leg of his SAARC tour. He will also visit Islamabad for the first high-level meeting between the two countries after bilateral talks were cancelled last year.
Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar reached the Bangladeshi capital from Thimphu after completing his trip to Bhutan. Jaishankar held a number of high-level engagements in Dhaka on Monday, including a meeting with Foreign Minister A.H. Mahmood Ali. He will also call up on Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina later in the day before ending his one-day trip. Jaishankar said a host of bilateral and regional matters came up during the discussion with the Bangladeshi delegation.
I'm here as part of a SAARC Yatra. We had very good discussions. I look forward to my further meetings today. So we discussed SAARC issues, BIMSTEC issues, bilateral issues. So we had a very good meeting.
Jaishankar is set to travel to Pakistan on Tuesday. He will hold a number of meetings, including with his Pakistani counterpart, Ejaz Ahmed Chaudhry, and Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. This will be the first meeting between the foreign secretaries of the two countries ever since the last proposed talks were called off in August last year. The first engagement between the two countries under the Narendra Modi government was withdrawn after Pakistan High Commissioner to India, Abdul Basit, met Kashmiri separatists despite a strong objection by New Delhi. Jaishankar will later leave for Kabul on Thursday for the last leg of his four-nation tour.
Maldives opposition has vowed to protest until former President Mohammad Nasheed is freed. At least 30 supporters of Nasheed were arrested during a mass rally protesting his detention on terror charges. Here's a report.
The opposition Maldivian Democratic Party, Jumhuri Party Alliance, continued with its demonstrations on Monday to protest against the arrest of former President Mohammad Nasheed. Carrying national flags and chanting slogans, they called for support for their leader. This came despite the arrest of dozens of Nasheed's followers during various rallies over the weekend. More than 10,000 people participated in a demonstration in Maldivian capital Malé demanding the resignation of President Yamin Abdul Gayoom and freeing of political prisoners. Nasheed was taken into custody last weekend under terror charges for allegedly ordering the arrest of a senior judge in 2008 while in office. He later complained of being dragged and beaten up by the police while being produced in the court. India and the US have expressed concerns over the development in the archipelago. Following the arrest, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi may reportedly call off his planned visit to Malé scheduled for this month. Nasheed became the first democratically elected president of Maldives in 2008 but was ousted in a coup in 2012. He had lost a controversial vote for presidency a year later to Yamin Abdul Gayoom, the half-brother of former dictator Maumoon Abdul Gayoom, who ruled the country for nearly 3 decades.
Sri Lanka has said it will not allow Chinese submarines to enter the Colombo port. The new government in Sri Lanka has also sought a review into the $5 billion loan from China for various infrastructural projects.
Sri Lankan government said Finance Minister Ravi Karunanaike will soon travel to Beijing for a review of the Chinese investment in the country. Sri Lankan Foreign Minister Mangala Samaravira, who completed his 2-day visit to China on Sunday, said his country was concerned over the terms of the loan agreed upon by the previous regime. President Maithripala Sirisena had, during the run-up to the election, promised a review into the infrastructure projects undertaken by Chinese state-run companies in Sri Lanka. Samaravira, however, said his country welcomes investments from any country, including China.
In fact, the problem is within our own country and within our own the previous government. So that is why we are very keen, as I said earlier, to ensure there's a rule-based investor climate where the Chinese investors and other investors from all over the world can come and invest freely. And as I keep saying, all those investments will be selected on their merit.
The Mahinda Rajapaksa government had favoured China over neighbouring India for a number of key infrastructure projects in the country. New Delhi had expressed security concern over the growing presence of Beijing in its southern coast. The docking of a Chinese submarine in Colombo last year had accelerated tensions between India and Sri Lanka. President Sirisena, who assumed office in January, had expressed intention to have better ties with New Delhi. He had also chosen India for his first foreign visit last month. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also set to visit the island nation next week.
A Bangladesh court has allowed the police to search the office of Bangladesh Nationalist Party chief Khaleda Zia. A Dhaka court on Sunday executed the warrant to search Zia's Gulshan office in the capital for harbouring explosives and a device which Khaleda allegedly used to coordinate countrywide sabotages. The police had asked the court to issue the search permission in the case filed regarding the bombing of Shipping Minister Shah Jahan Khan's procession in Gulshan last month. Zia, along with nearly 50 people, including several leaders, activists and staff members, have reportedly been living in her office ever since she called for an indefinite countrywide shutdown in January. The court order comes 4 days after an arrest warrant was issued against the former Prime Minister in a graft case. The spirit of Holi has already soaked India. Vibrant colours, traditional ceremonies and devotion have set the mood ahead of the big festival. Take a look.
Holi might be days away, but its bright colours and playful boisterousness have gripped every nook and corner of the nation. Amid traditional songs and effervescence, residents in Temple Town of Ayodhya have already begun gearing up for the Festival of Colours. Residents who took to various places of worship said it was just a prelude to the main day.
जी आज यहाँ का बहुत अयोध्या में पूरे अयोध्या में पंचकोसी परिक्रमा होगा। हम लोग हर मंदिर में जाएंगे, पूजा अर्चना के साथ में हर जगह होली खेलेंगे और ये हमारे यहाँ का बहुत पहले का परंपरा है।
Revelers in western Jodhpur got smeared in colours as they celebrated the happy festival with their loved ones. Holi marks the end of winter season on the last full moon day of the lunar month of February-March. The little-known town of Barsana in northern Uttar Pradesh comes alive at this time of the year. The fun-filled Latmar Holi that heralds the arrival of the Festival of Colours saw hundreds of women revelers chasing and thrashing men with wooden staffs. According to legend, Lord Krishna visited his consort Radha's village in Barsana, some 27 miles from Mathura, to tease and play with her, and the gopis or her companions tried to chase him back to his village of Nandgaon. Soaked up in the festive spirit, men sing provocative songs to gain the attention of women, who then beat them with sticks.
रसिया गा करके और नाच नाच करके गोपियों को रिझाया जाता है और गोपियां प्रेम बस होकर के हम पे लाठियां चलाती हैं.
Bonfires known as Holika Dahan are lit the night before Holi. The next morning sees India erupt in a riot of colours. Holi will be celebrated on Friday.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Bangladesh police arrest one person for killing atheist US blogger. Maldivian opposition continues to protest against arrest of former president. And Sri Lanka set to review Chinese infrastructure loans. Now, viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.